If you're a man over 30, this is one of the smartest health decisions that you can make right now. Not because something is wrong, but because what you don't measure early becomes what you're forced to react to later. Now, most men and people think about health at the organ level, whether it's your heart, your hormones, your liver, but dysfunction doesn't actually start there. It starts at a cellular level. And this is something Dr. Brian Walsh explains in his metabolic fitness qualification and his levels of organization. Unhealthy cells lead to unhealthy tissue, and unhealthy tissues lead to unhealthy organs that lead to dysfunction. And only then do the symptoms start to appear. So by the time something shows up on a conventional test, you're already behind the curve, which is why the panel that I recommend isn't just a basic screen. It's a full comprehensive blood work panel designed to show how your body is actually functioning under the load that you're putting it under through life. Not are you sick, but how resilient is your system right now? And this is the exact approach that has been used repeatedly inside our coaching to help high performing men do two things at the same time. Number one, build an athletic jacked physique. And number two, restore robust long-term health, not by pushing harder, but by removing the hidden bottlenecks that were quietly holding progress back. Because you'll know if you are running a high stress job, training hard, traveling, sleeping less than you should, and carrying responsibility, your health is being shaped long before anything looks abnormal. This is especially important entering your 30s because you're still close enough to your biological prime that testing now gives you something incredibly valuable. It acts as a baseline, gives you a snapshot of what your physiology looked like when things were still working well, or at least they should be right now. And that matters later, because if you ever need to consider, say, like deeper interventions like TRT, you want to be able to compare against what you were in your optimal, your prime, not population average. And this is where cardiovascular risk also comes in, because cardiovascular disease is still the number one killer of men. And that doesn't show up overnight. It develops quietly through years and years of metabolic strain, inflammation, poor recovery, and chronic stress adaptation. Now, these all show up in a full comprehensive panel long before there's a headline problem. So you're probably thinking, what does that panel actually include? When we're looking at your health by system, it is a complete blood count, a comprehensive metabolic panel, cardiovascular and lipid risk panel, glucose, insulin, and metabolic health panel, your hormone panel, like your testosterone, thyroid function, inflammation and immune markers, nutrient and mineral status, and finally, electrolytes and hydration markers. That's what gives you a true snapshot of how your body is functioning under real-world stress, training, and the workload. This is where most men get it wrong, because they test once, they react emotionally, and they fix one number, and then they disappear until something feels off again. That's not optimization, that's just firefighting, which is why inside the Uncompromised program, blood work is part of a long-term health strategy. And my recommendation is super simple: a full comprehensive panel every 6 months as maintenance. That gives us trend data, it gives us direction of travel, and it allows us to detect early warning signs as a preventative mechanism. If something flags outside of optimal, we don't panic. We can then implement a targeted protocol and then retest on one of those areas every 90 days. Not everything, just the bottleneck. And that's how we repeatedly help high-performing men build athletic physiques whilst protecting their long-term health, because blood work doesn't exist in isolation. It tells us where to look, not what to blindly do. And this is why we coach your behavior and your biology together. The data removes the guesswork, the coaching makes the data actionable. And over time, you stop guessing, you stop overcorrecting, and start making decisions from clarity. And that's what preventative health actually looks like. Guys, if you want the exact list of biomarkers inside the panels that I mentioned, or you want to learn how to get a full comprehensive panel blood work done through one of our affiliate clinics globally, just click the link below and I'll walk you through it.